So after seeing Unhinged, I went and saw Words on the Bathroom Walls. I'm sure there are probably quite a few people out there that when I say this title, are going, "What the fuck is that?" Like probably thinking I'm making up title names, especially just because of how weird the title of that movie is. Um, this is a list of movies that, again, I had never heard of until probably about last week when the list of movies came out of what was going to play this weekend. And this was one of them. And I'm like, what the fuck? I never heard of this. And there's a couple others that I'm going to be going to see tomorrow that I had not even heard of until last weekend. But this was one that it did catch my curiosity because of when I read the plot of the movie. I read the plot of each of the movies I hadn't heard of, just to kind of get an idea what I'm going into. And this was one where it was kind of tricky. I'm like, this is a tricky kind of movie. It's a young adult movie, like based off a young adult novel, where it's about a kid who has schizophrenia, and like it's a love story between him and this girl he meets at a different school. And I'm like, this could go one of two ways. This could be a really good movie, or this could be really bad and and how it treats schizophrenia, people's schizophrenia. And like, it's kind of tricky. It's a hard subject to do because of, especially when it comes to mental illness, and doing it justice. Like, and I was interested. Like, and then I saw the trailers, and I'm like, yeah, they don't look bad. It's kind of a lighthearted drama that deals with this subject matter. It's a very serious subject matter. I have a family member who is schizophrenic very severely. I know how bad this disorder is. It's really bad. This mental illness is really fucking horrible. What it could do to people. But I was kind of like I said, I went in with an open mind, like I am with pretty much anything that's going to be coming out that's I never heard of. And you know what? I'll be honest. I don't know how many people know about this movie, but I hope more people do find out about this movie, because this is a pretty goddamn good movie. This is easily the best movie I saw this out of the two, easily. It is really fucking well acted, really well written. It has some cliches here and there that you expect from these kinds of movies. But it's a really touching, really thoughtful movie that does a good representation of people that with mental illness, especially people with schizophrenia, and humanizes them. It does a really good job at doing that and showing the struggles that they go through. And it's not just that we shouldn't just like abandon these people just because they have a mental illness. The kid who played the main guy, what the hell is his name? I know I've seen him something. I'm gonna look this up. Sorry, I didn't look this up. I didn't look who. Charlie. Oh, Charlie Plummer. Yeah, I know who he is. How the fuck did I not recognize it? Damn, I know Charlie Plummer. He's been in a lot of stuff. All the Money in the World. I remember. Yeah. Okay, that was him. Charlie Plummer. Christopher Plummer's like, what is it, grandson or something? He is really good. He's fucking, and he honestly, I don't know if this is how much some people might take this the wrong way, and I don't mean it the wrong way at all, but he kind of pulls off looking like a guy who has schizophrenia really fucking well. I don't mean that. That really sounds like I'm saying that really horribly, but he is really good and really relatable, and like, he spends the whole movie talking to a therapist, but he's like talking to the therapist, but also just basically talking to the audience about his life and all his experiences, what he's feeling and stuff like that. And yeah, he you see like all the stuff that he sees in his head, like all this crazy shit. Like there's a straight up horror movie going on in his head, unfortunately, and it's pretty fucking realistic. But also he's like having like visions of the voices in his head are like taking a manifestation of actual people. Like there's Anna Sophia Robb, who's like a hippie who is like the really down to earth person that is like the good person that's like the inside his head voice, the good voice that's inside his head, trying to give him good advice. And then he has like a bodyguard who like this tough guy bodyguard who tells him like, oh, I could take care of this, man. These people don't care about you, yeah, but we do. And then it has like what do you say, the one horny friend like you see in a teenage comedy that's a voice in his head. Like they all have these manifestations of like actual people, like these voices, and then like he keeps hearing like this really fucking ominous voice in his head, like they'll say sometimes like kill himself and stuff like that. It's frightening. I mean, it's not too far fetched from what people that schizophrenia are dealing with. They hear voices in their heads, and they kind of give the definition of what the hell schizophrenia is in this movie. He had one of my favorite quotes in the whole movie where he talked about how he when he was in school, somebody in his freshman year high school got diagnosed with cancer, and they had a boy band come and sing for her because she had cancer, and that was like her make-a-wish. But he said, but the thing is like, if you have schizophrenia, nobody gives a shit about you. They just think you're crazy, and they don't get the same treatment. And it's about as serious of a illness, but different kind of illness than as cancer. But they don't get the same treatment. And I said, and like they kind of go into the whole monologue of why people, schizophrenic people go into a home or become homeless, stuff like that. It's a really good, like, for a country that gives a shit about, supposedly gives a shit about mental illness, especially when there's a gun shooting. This movie definitely shows like how fucking like really is a movie that actually gives a shit. It feels like it actually gave a shit. Like I said, Hannah Sophia Robb is I was like, is that her? Like, yeah, that's definitely her. Plays like a voice in his head that's a hippie, and she looks exactly the goddamn same. Has that girl aged one bit? I think she's like in her 20s. I didn't know how old she was by now. The girl that he falls in love, the black girl, I was like, she looked familiar, but she was in Escape Room, which I didn't see. And she's really fucking good in this movie. She is actually really good. Really likable. Like this girl who, her family's poor, and she's kind of hustling at school, like helping people get good grades. And they pay her so they can get good grades and shit like that. I think she like does their homework or something like that. I think that's how it goes. And she is like this really, really well developed character, really likable character. The chemistry between the two are really fucking good, and like I enjoyed it, both of them together. You also got, this movie's got a hell of a cast. It actually does have a really good cast. It's got Andy Garcia as a priest, which it's nice seeing the fucking Andy Garcia. Andy Garcia is this priest that the kid keeps going to for advice. He keeps going to like the confessional booth and just having like a chat, like almost a therapy session with him. And it's really fucking really good. It's because it's Andy Garcia. He's really fucking good in this movie. It's nice seeing Andy Garcia again. He's a really underrated actor. He always has been. And he's really good in this movie. You got Walton Goggins plays his stepdad, or his mother, the kid's mom's boyfriend, but it is kind of his stepdad. Who, again, it's nice seeing him play not a douchebag or a villain in this movie. It's almost refreshing. It's like, wow. It's like, usually every time I see Walton Goggins in a movie, he's either a villain or just a douchebag. And it's nice to see him not play that role. And he's actually a really kind of genuinely good person. At first, you think the kid thinks, obviously, because of his kind of paranoia, because of the schizophrenia, thinks this guy's after him and wants to get rid of him. But that's not the case, as you find out throughout the movie. He's really fucking good in this movie. The mom was really good. She's a stereotypical mom. You see in these kinds of movies where she's just trying to find a cure for this, and they're going for like all these different like medicines to try to help them, and she's hell bent. If I were a parent and my kid had this, I would be doing the same thing. That's a relatable character, right? Like, I think anybody who's a parent probably could relate to that. I'm not a parent, but I know if that were my kid, I would be trying my hardest to find some kind of way to help him and cure him or something. Even though this is something that's not curable, really. Then you got, what else? Yeah, like I said, the acting, the head nun at the Catholic school that he goes to, she is, I forget what her name is. She's an actress who's been in a lot of fucking movies like Speed. What was that one horror movie? Oh, Final Destination. She's been in like so many goddamn movies. Like, she always plays kind of uppity bitch really well, and she's really fucking good at her job, man. She's really good. That was really one of my favorite like unknown actresses. Like, and she's really good in this movie too, as like the uppity nun who runs the school. Like I said, this movie does a really good job representing people with schizophrenia and like humanizing them and doing a good job. Like, this is the best job I've seen a movie represent mental illness since probably like Silver Linings Playbook. That was a fucking great movie. That was a really good movie. Like, how it represented mental illness and, people with it. I'd probably say, probably Silver Linings Playbook's a better movie, but yeah, it still is a really good movie. The movie does have cliches about it. I do, like, there's some cliche dialogue here and there, especially towards the end. Like, oh, you didn't give me a choice. Like, when the main character and the girlfriend are fighting, and she's like, but you didn't give me a choice in the matter. Like, I've heard this fucking same speech like a million damn times in these kinds of movies. There's something I wanted to talk about. I can't fucking remember now. God damn it. I don't know. It'll probably come back to me after I just finish this video. Funny enough, one of the funniest parts. Unfortunately, I know what I want to talk about now. So, I talked about this when I was talking about with what was it? Unhinged. About how I've seen so many bad movies that you expect something stupid to really happen. I don't know if I'm the only one, especially when it's a good movie. Like, you expect something really stupid to happen to ruin it, because I've seen so many bad movies. Like, I half expected, I don't know if I'm the only one, I'm sure, I almost half expected that the girlfriend was going to end up being in his head, and that she was going to be imaginary, wasn't real, or something like that. In a bad movie, that would have happened. In a bad movie, that would have happened, and that would have pissed me off. But, like, early on, you figure out, no, that's not what's going on, because obviously, like, she's interacting with other people. It's not like a Last Christmas where it's fucking dead on, dead obvious. But, like, I half expected that early on, like, please don't tell me that'd be a twist or something. I'm glad they didn't do that. really glad they didn't do that. Also, I was kind of disappointed because he's talking to this therapist the whole movie, and I guess this movie did play on your expectation about this. He's talking to a therapist the whole movie, and but he's talking to the audience basically, telling their life story. But he's talking realistically, he's talking to a therapist, and it's an actual therapist. It's not somebody he's just talking to himself, talking to in his head. And I figured by the end of the movie, there'd be like a big reveal of who this therapist was. They'd cut to this therapist, but they never did. I was very surprised by that. I was kind of disappointed. I was waiting the whole movie. I was thinking there's probably gonna be a stupid twist. It's the girl's the therapist. I'm like, again, in a stupider movie, this would have been the twist. Like, you expect stupid shit to be like, I've seen so many dumb movies, you expect something really stupid to happen. And even good movies. So, yeah, but luckily I didn't do that. But, yeah, never find out who the therapist was. I was kind of disappointed. I thought they would do something like that. Really liked this movie. Really fucking did. Really recommend it. Go fucking check it out. One of the worst parts about seeing this movie, I saw it, because of course this is like one of the smaller movies. It was like in the back of the theater, so it was like in one of the smallest auditoriums. So it's me and like 3 other older ladies. And I got like some free popcorn or whatever, so I'm eating. And of course you have to pull your mask down to eat, obviously. And I'm trying, all of a sudden I get like kernels stuck in the back of my throat. You can guess what's gonna happen next. I couldn't stop fucking coughing. I'm like, it's the smallest auditorium. I'm sure these poor ladies are probably giving me the ugliest stink eye I could ever get. I felt bad. I wanted to tell, I'm sorry. I'm not sick. I promise I'm not sick. It's just like, I got kernels stuck on my throat. God damn it. I'm trying to cough. When I'm trying to pull the mask back over my face. It's just like, it was a struggle, man. That was a struggle for some portion of the movie. I was like, God damn it. I was worried I was going to get kicked out of the theater because I kept coughing. But no, I didn't. Feeling fine. But trailers. Like I said, go see Words on Bathroom Walls. Trailers. Two Hearts. This is a movie where it's based off a true story. Horseshit. I kind of call horseshit on this. This isn't the worst based on a true story I've heard this week. Movie One Unknown. I don't know if anybody's else heard this. That movie, The One and Only Ivan, that's being premiered on Disney Plus, is supposedly, they're advertising it. I'm not making this up. I heard it on the radio. It was being advertised as based on a true story. A movie about a talking gorilla. How the fuck is that based on a true story? Anyways, that's a small tangent. Two Hearts. It's a movie about like these two love stories that are like going on at the same time, like across the pond, like one in Cuba and one in America, and both the guys in the relationship get mysteriously sick by the same fucking thing or something like that, and it's, I don't know, that's what I got out of that trailer. I was like, I couldn't give two shits. Again, it's probably something that'll be coming out. I'll probably be reviewing anyways, but whatever. It looks like your sappy melodrama. The Broken Hearts Gallery. This is a movie that, again, I saw on the listings. I was like, what the hell is that? But I got a trailer for it now. It's about this girl who breaks up with her ex, and she starts a relationship with this guy. I think he's an artist, and she starts hanging stuff from her ex's stuff that her ex old stuff of her ex's like on the wall, and they decide to create it like art. It becomes like art, and then other people start putting other stuff that their exes had on this wall, and it becomes a thing, and it becomes popular, something like that. It looks all right. It didn't look bad. Oh, it didn't look bad. Um, and then the War of Grandpa is the last one. Poor Robert De Niro. He keeps like, man. This is another one. Is like Robert De Niro is such a great actor. Like, but he does. He can't resist doing movies like this where he's just collecting a paycheck. Obviously, it's a movie about Robert De Niro is an old grandpa, an old man who has to go move back in with his daughter. I forget why, but some reason maybe he loses his house or whatever, and he has to move in, and he has to sleep or he has to live in his grandson's bedroom, and he kicks his grandson out of his bedroom, and his grandson's not happy, so he decides to go to war with him and try to get his room back, get him kicked out of the house. That's basically the plot, and like it's the kid and his friends versus Robert De Niro and his friends, and his Robert De Niro's friends is Christopher Walken and Cheech Marin, because of course. And also, it's Uma Thurman. I was like, hey, Uma Thurman's in the movie. I am so happy to see her in something again. That was cool. I think he replays Robert De Niro's daughter, so that's cool. And like, I'm so happy to see. I always talk about where the fuck is Uma Thurman, and it's nice to see her in something again. I'm like, yeah, War of Grandpa, another easy paycheck for Robert De Niro. But like I said, for such a talented actor, he does a lot of terrible movies. And like, hey, he's making money, man. I don't blame him, man. But the Fockers movies, whatever. Well, I did like Meet the Parents of Meet the Fockers. Little Fockers was pretty bad. Yeah, so, but yeah, he's obviously doing most of these for paychecks. But yeah, that's as far as trailers. I'm planning tomorrow to see two movies again I've never heard of. So, Tulsa and Cutthroat City. It's called Cutthroat City. Those are the two other new releases that came out this weekend. Tulsa is a movie literally. There is no Wikipedia page. I can barely find anything about this movie almost. I'm worried about that. I don't even think there's any reviews for it, so I might be the first person to review this movie. So that'll be fun. I don't know what the fuck I'm getting into. I think it's a religious movie, so that means I can wear my y'all need Jesus t-shirt. So yeah. So yeah, that's coming up tomorrow. Until then, I will talk to you guys later.